Well. The line dance, boots on the ground. I think it may have finally succeeded. Yeah. You know, we gotta be careful what we dance to. Back in 1994, when I was a cheerleader, Tootsie Roll came out. Tootsie Roll. Yeah, I remember that. To the left, to the left, to the right, to the right, to the front, to the front, to the back, to the back. Yeah, that was the shit. I wouldn't mind manifesting a whole bunch of Tootsie Rolls. Wouldn't mind. I wouldn't eat them, but I wouldn't mind. Do I feel the same way about boots on the ground? I don't feel nothing. I'm neutral. I'm living on an island called neutrality. It is the United State of neutrality, because I'm not going to feed the system my energy. My energy is precious, and I need my energy for the things that I'm doing for myself and for my loved ones. You know, those cute winter boots though, I don't know, I might have to cop me a pair of those. They're really good for walking with ice. I mean on ice, or walking on thin ice. But somehow ice is involved in the mix of winter somehow. I don't know. What am I talking about? Those who don't know. Those who don't know, you'll know soon. So, I told y'all, for those of you who've been following me, in 2008, I had a dream and I walked outside. I was on Beale Street, and there were these armed forces on Beale Street that were not a part of the police. And I couldn't figure out why they was here. I did not know what was going on. All I knew was it was music. It was sound that was broadcasting across the entire city, and everybody was doing whatever that song was telling them to do. So if it told them to clack their fans, they clacked them. And I stood there feeling like I was in Twilight Zone, thinking to myself, why these people don't stop and question anything? Why are they doing everything they're told to do? Couldn't figure out what it was. That's symbolism. That's symbolism. That's the way our dreams teach us, speak to us. And shortly after that, I had another dream that missiles were firing off, and I was the only one looking up at the sky, paying attention, while everybody else was line dancing. To the back, to the back. And I looked up again and saw a huge black cube in the sky. And it was transforming. It could shapeshift. Seemed like nobody else saw it but me. Now that I look back, and I have shared these dreams, they're on my old YouTube channel. But now that I look back, I see that I was seeing the future. Minority Report. Minority Report. Reports on the minorities. Predictive crime technology. A lot of people said it wasn't going to happen. You know, the last time this astrological positioning was in position, we had Civil War. We had the Revolutionary War. You know, something about Saturn, Neptune, and Aries. We got Uranus in the mix. It's a lot of mass stability happening. Pluto is out of bounds. It's just doing what Pluto do. Destruction and reconstruction. You know, every time that this has happened. But you see, I went to the mountains because the ancestors called me, and I did what they told me to do. So I know that there is a protection, a covering that walks with me everywhere I go. And it's connected to me. It's connected to my energy. You only see me right now, but I'm not the only one that's sitting here. And I would highly recommend anybody who somehow found me to learn how to do spiritual warfare and how to protect you and your loved ones. Pleading blood is not going to do it. If I'm pleading for blood to be shed, and I am a powerful person and my words manifest, then 9 times out of 10, more blood will be shed. And a lot of people don't know the hidden, esoteric, Gnostic, apocrypha meanings of the things that they participate in. And when you don't know, what happens to you when you don't have knowledge? You perish. Unfortunately, I've been teaching about deconstructing religion for so long, I'm tired of talking about it. So, for those of you who maybe don't believe that it's possible to see the future, I don't need technology. I have ancestral intelligence inside of me, and this is why I'm able to do these things. But it just got announced today, and it's been confirmed, something that I've been talking about for many, many years. I'm gonna go ahead and roll that clip for you real quick. Learn how to protect yourself. All right? Bleeding the blood, that does the opposite. It does exactly what it says it does. It's calling for blood. And religion is the root of every war. You gotta wonder why. Let me find that clip for you.
We've recently had a successful FBI initiative in partnership with MPD that has produced significant results. And because of the work and the tireless efforts of our law enforcement, we're seeing double-digit percentage reductions in crime across the board. And I believe that what we should do is double down on those strategies that we know work. I think it's important that I say here as mayor that we know the work is not done. Our city is still far too high on too many of the bad lists. And we're committed to putting in the work to making sure that we do just that. I want to speak to the reality that far too many Memphians feel. Just over the past couple of weeks, we had a beautiful 901 day celebration, our only holiday. It's the only holiday that we celebrate. No other place in the country, 901 day. Beautiful celebration. The event was scarred at the end of the night, after everything was over, because we had teenagers that had a shootout. We had a home in Hickory Hill where 4 residents were shot in their own home. I had an event just last night, where I was walking through a festival, and there was a daughter that chased me down to hand me a letter that her mom had typed for her to give to me and put in my hand, where she talked about her son that passed away in 2018, and she's still looking for answers. So the pain of violence, we feel it. We know it all too well. To me, this is not about politics. This is not a political stunt for anybody up here. We're talking about real lives. So despite the reductions that we've seen, the crime is still too high and there's still too many victims. That said, we're going to continue to be laser focused on what it takes to reduce crime in our city. We know the National Guard is coming. My plan is to make sure that as mayor, I'm able to work with this community, with the governor, with the federal government, to ensure that the support that is provided supports the initiatives that we know work and not distract from our law enforcement efforts. There are questions that you all have that I'm not going to be able to give you an answer to today. But my team and I will be discussing those questions with the governor and the federal government. When will they come? How many people are going to come? How long will they be here? What are they going to wear? Where are they going to be geographically in the city? What assignments will they have? Those are all questions that we have and that we are going to work through together as a community. And the group that you see here today, as I mentioned earlier, it represents a diverse range of Memphians. I can tell you that there are some that support it and some that don't. But we're all right here together today. Because one thing we do have in common is a love for this city.